All right, here we go. Going for personal best in Whiteout. Gonna make sure not to repeat myself because that would just be rude. Anyway, so as I was saying before I interrupted myself, gonna go. This is just a test stream just to make sure everything does what I think it does, in case I actually want to do this, with any regularity. So on we go. We will, of course, go with Astrid / Jennifer Hale, because, Will and the grunting and the whatnot. So, night out. And we go. On an incoming monster blizzard. Can you stockpile enough supplies before it hits? We have 30 days. Ideally, we don't need more than 7, but, long dark being what it is. Okay. I just check. Me look fine. First things first, we just loot the immediate area. Probably not going to have a whole hell of a lot. Nope, it even tells me it doesn't have a lot. Thanks, game. So I'll take a can. Every little bit helps. Empty, empty, empty. Yeah. All right. Head on a swivel, because, free woodland friends could be anywhere. Lovely. Ooh, and a newsprint roll right underneath my feet. Looking. Yeah, first things right, we just, a revolver cartridge right there on the dashboard. That's.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Do we have those? We do not. All right. So that's frostbite risk taken care of anyway. Nope. Nope. That's. I'll grab a couple of those just in case. Nope. All right. Another candy bar. Lovely. Trail boots. Are those better than, let's see, 66, 60? No. All right. Away you go. Awkward as it might be, I don't actually know or remember what my PB in this is. It's been, God, a couple years since I've played through all the challenges, but I figure, if we're just starting out here, we can take it easy. And then whenever it is I finish this, because I will probably get through it, he says definitely not jinxing himself. But once I get through it, I'll at least be able to check and see what my PB is. All right. Anything hiding? No. Come on. Astrid. There. Hey, there's our storm lantern. Lovely.
I think I can use this.
Sure. Nope, nothing there. Bonus undies. Always lovely. No. All right. Nah.
Well, this stuff will
Okay.
come in handy.
Those I will definitely take. Those look in decent condition. Of course they are. That's what the descriptor says. Good job, me. New driving gloves. All right. They're not as crap as the other ones. No. Why? Control button wants to fight me tonight. All right. Two can play that game technology. No, no, nope. Okay. One house down. Okay, actually, at the risk of being paranoid, I might. Well, I said I was going to dash back to the closet and drop off that rabbit meat, but of course, this being the long dark, the wind is in my face. So what is it? 3 for decoys? Hey, I actually used a shortcut key correctly. Go me. Is there anything? No, that's no. All right. Anyway, onward. Checking, checking. Now, I don't think, I don't know 100% for sure, but I'm almost positive you don't get the Predator grace period like you do if you're spawning in Pilgrim or Voyager in survival mode. I'm happy to be wrong, of course, but I don't think I am. See, no. Look in the trunk. Or newsprint, sure. Spray paint, no. Candy bar. Lots of candy bars and soda around here. I don't know if Coastal Highway had a dentist, but if it did, it probably made a killing out here. Sewing kit, lovely. Should be a flare under here. Yep. Good old Zach has not steered me wrong.
This will come in handy.
And another revolver cartridge. All right, very nice. A revolver would be even nicer, but you know, beggars, choosers, etc. Lovely, lots of food here. No, and no. And again with the spray paint.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Old-fashioned parka. Nice. Lots of sprint reduction, but you know, better than probably what we have. That is actually worse. All right, if it's worse, then we'll just leave it behind. No, do not want. Pot. Herbal tea, very nice. That's free calories, basically. Just soup, no. Pot, I will grab the pot, if for no other reason than for water making once we get to that point. Painkillers. No. You're not all that helpful, this house. No. Oh, good. Didn't get completely skunked on all those. All right. Check the upstairs. What is it? So it's gonna get dark here soon. Thing underneath? No. There. Newsprint? Sure. Accelerant? Lovely. All right.
I think I can use this.
No, another baseball cap. I know I have the open slot, but I'm operating under the assumption that at some point I'm going to get something better than a baseball cap. You know,
This stuff will come in handy.
I know what they say about assuming, it makes an ass out of you and Ming. And he's merciless, so you definitely don't want to do that. No, no, lantern fuel. Thank you. And just leave my dirty socks out there in the middle of the bedroom like an animal.
I'll take it.
Oh, painkillers and antibiotics. These people were stacked. And a little of that, sure. Alrighty. Where are we for weight? 21? I could drop some stuff off. No sign of furry woodland friends yet, but we know they're out there just watching and waiting. And in the meantime, we'll engage in the classic long time pastime of picking up sticks. Because there's never enough sticks, are there? All right, we'll just drop the fire starting mats in here. Drop, drop, drop. Um, what's our? Do we need? No, not medicine. Fishing tackle. Are we gonna need? Well, hopefully we don't end up needing fishing tackle. So I have one of those for tinder. All right. Then go over here for the food pile. Sort by condition. Anything that's bad. Bad and heavy, at least. Yeah, those are kind of heavy. All right, that can go. That can go. That can go. That, that. Oh, we already have a day of food down there. Awesome. Let's go ahead and top ourselves off here. And then let's say we drop about 3.5 liters. How's that do for us? Now we're down to 15. That's nice. So, what do you say we go check out across the road? Well, okay, eventually cross the road. First, we'll check the cars. Nope. All right. Oh gosh. Looks like it should be something. No, that's just the snow sticking through the bottom of the car, as you do. Still nothing there. We'll pay no attention to those textures. Nope. Visors? Nope. Nothing in the visors. There's never anything in the visors. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. It's an urban legend. Okay. Nope. Okay, more peaches, another pot. Oh, I did neglect to leave the pot behind. Oh well. I'm going to take a chance and then go ahead and use this because I'd rather these searches be one and done than end up leaving something behind and have to come back. coffee from the patented Hinterland coffee mug that we will all be able to buy one day, when the merch store finally is back. Oh, stump remover. No, thank you. Probably not very edible. Or it is edible, but only once. All right.
This'll come in handy.
And there we go. A good, proper Canadian tokwe. Yeah, you heard me. No, nothing there, but there's a flare. Very nice. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Take that cedar. No. Nope. Okay, matches? Any matches hiding around the fireplace? No. Boo. Alright. I'll be that way.
Hope nobody
Ooh,
needs this anymore.
hey. Now that's good stuff. 95% too. Better than jeans? Better than jeans. You can go away now. Thank you much.
I think I can use this.
79%. It's not a huge thing, but I guess, 9% is 9%. And it's just that much less degradation we have to worry about over the course of the challenge. And a flare in the sink, sure. And sports socks, no. More water. Hiding, nope. That's not this is the way we came. All right, that wasn't too bad. Nope. There we go. Ooh, those are some very red / purple mountains majesty going on. A few more sticks couldn't hurt. Always still have the light. No, I'm sure that, that's probably a house that's up in story mode if you're playing on the right level. Check, check. So I know there's furry woodland creatures that like to roam around this part of town. And, well, let's just say they're not the kind of creatures you'd like to meet in a dark alley. Now, I'll be extra careful because I have in the past come over these snowbanks to be nose to nose with things that, like that. So, okay, newsprint, and there's 3 of them out there. Oh, lovely. Now we'll, oh, geez. All right, so much for that. Hey, another storm lantern. Beautiful. I will now feel less bad about using this lantern oil. Cool.
End up being useful.
Yes, Astrid, it could. Or salt to crackers. Ah, boo. I gotta leave it. That 3 pots? Yeah, that would be 3 pots. We have no need for 3 pots.
Probably useful.
Sardines. So this is lies from the pit of hell. Yeah, if you know, you know. Okay, tea, coffee. We can make that up later if we need to. Coffee probably more helpful. Cardboard matches, more newsprint
This
roll,
stuff will come in handy.
and a half full storm lantern. Love a jubbly. Anything? No. See a sport vest there. Is that better than our sport vest? Sure isn't. All right, away you go.
I'll take it.
Is that better? Sure is. Okay. There. The prophecy is fulfilled. We are now baseball capless. All right. All right.
This will come in handy.
I'm going to disagree there, Astrid. Okay. That one. And that one. 24%? No. All right. Uh, more newsprint. Man, these folks do love their print media, and God bless them for it. I am biased, of course, being a member of the print media myself, so I salute anyone and everyone who keeps our zombie industry afloat. All right. Head back on a swivel, looking for woodland friends. They seem to be out there. I'm a big fan of that. It's only just nightfall. I guess if we're feeling brave and our wolfy friends are feeling like patrolling out there, we could check out this other house. And more sticks. Always more sticks. Nothing in there. Right, in we go. More peaches, and we now have sprain risk, which, fine, it just means we've found a lot of stuff. That's fine, right?
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Duly noted, Astrid, but we will do something about that here shortly. More tea, more free calories eventually, at the cost of water, but the water, how much water do we need? 25 liters. Yeah, we're just fine. It's probably
Nobody needs this anymore.
the easiest thing to get here, just as long as you got the time and, I guess, the firewood. It's probably that hardwood and softwood that'll be the issue, unless and until you get you get a hatchet in your hands.
I think I can use this.
I've heard stories of people going to going to Desolation Point to craft themselves a hatchet, which seems like a bit much, but I guess if you find yourself a heavy hammer and that can spawn here, that's certainly an option. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a great option, but I guess if your choices are do that or wander into Pleasant Valley, or you're feeling particularly ambitious, the summit, yeah, might as well just go make yourself one. What are
This
these?
stuff will come in handy.
64%. That's actually better than the ones I have. All right. Pop those on there. Not much of an increase in performance, but oh yeah. Go. Good. What are we shoe-wise? We are trail boots, which are fine. All right. All right. All right. That one is burned out. Where's a nice clear sky, full moon, and most importantly, no aurora. All right. What I'm thinking is we'll just work our way back to the Quonset here. Eventually. How overburdened are we? A little bit. Not horribly so. Nope. As you've seen, there could be newsprint in there. Sometimes there are rifle rounds in there, which is only a little menacing. Alrighty. Have I checked these? I don't think so. But we'll have a look. No, we have not checked this one.
I'll take it.
I've got another flare out of it. Anything? No. All right. Well, that is the immediate vicinity pretty well picked over. Now I know certain eager beaver, like you can finish this thing especially quickly, if if you don't mind not sleeping, and that's certainly an approach. But I guess I'm not that ambitious. Let me just take this out with the rest of the foodstuffs. Okay. How much water do we get? 9 liters. Okay, I can see why we might be slightly heavy. Let's go and drop 7 of that. All right, food-wise, yeah. Drop that, that, that. We'll put all the heavy stuff out. Um, yeah, so drop the crackers too. We can come back for those if we absolutely positively have to. Sardines at 60%? Seems like a trap. 50%? It's a trap. Where does that put us for food? 2.7 out of 15. All right. Fire starting mats. Drop that. And we drop those. That. And I don't know, like, drop those sticks. Now over here, I'm going to drop at the very least, the tea. which we can cook up if we're absolutely positively in need of calories later on. But if not, maybe we don't. The coffee I will keep on me. It's only 5/100ths, 0.05 kilograms. Well, that's just actual tea. And anything else heavy? No, oh, hang on. Peaches. Drop that. And that's fine. The sodas can do double duty. Okay, what's we need for tinder? Uh, we need 25 total tinder. Now we should. These, yeah. I grabbed these, so we should be able to do these in the dark. That'll take about an hour, and we got time to kill. You know, let's do the rest. So now we should have a whole mess of tinder. We drop, oh, I don't know, 25 of them. Ba-boom. Stockpile complete. Bed's over here somewhere. Yes? No. Over here. Okay. So we might as well, throw these down. I'm just going to just eat these now, because God knows you're taking your chances with sardines below anything like below 70%. And then we'll dry ourselves out a little bit. And some soda. Yes. The traditional pre-bedtime sodas, as one does. Good. Nothing but healthy life habits here on Great Bear. While I'm here. Okay, we got that one equipped. And drop that one. And I just noticed I was also carrying around a can of pork and beans. Anything else extra these want to do? Well, we could ditch several of these matches. And there we go. That's all the matches. Really don't need those. We can move those in there and we can use those later. We are wearing all our clothing. Ah, yes. There we go. Do we need 6 flares? Not particularly, but I'll keep them. We definitely don't need 4 sewing kits. Probably don't even need 2, but oh well. No, I do not wish to do that. Oh, great. There we go. We'll go ahead and get in a good 7 hours. We might not be fully rested, but we'll be rested enough. Not quite. We fully rested? We are fully rested. Okay. So in the meantime, what we can do, fill that up. Consolidate that bit of our inventory. Actually, it just occurred to me, I don't have any bandages. Is there any cloth here? Probably not. All right, well, while we're out and about, we can we just grab some curtains or just some of the many clothing items I've left just strewn around the joint. What else? Okay, work on food. Start on the softwood. We insist on reclaimed wood. That is strange. Okay, yeah, we are going to need bandages, so I guess we could go back around and just grab all that clothing, tear that up. I mean, it would be a use of our time. All right, it's just about daybreak, so it shouldn't be too long before we get better visibility. And actually, now that I think about it, insisting on using the lantern is maybe rather suboptimal, because no, don't need leather. Yep, because we can just burn through all the flares we want and we should be fine. No, that gives you leather back too. Sticks. Always with the sticks. I mean, using the flare as a light source feels wasteful too. But I mean, the game, especially like this setting, just gives you enough of them to where, yeah, see if we can take that. I mean, it's if you're gonna burn through something, better that than burning through lamp oil, which you do need to complete the quest. Because otherwise, you got to go fishing or foraging for more lamp oil, and that's more time consuming than you probably want. Okay, we will take back. Oh, geez, combat boots. I completely missed those the first time around. Those are 55%. How do those compare? Slightly warmer, less wind resistance, less water, a whole lot. Nah, I'm not convinced. I'll hear arguments to the contrary, but nah, I think the trail boots are fine. They're fine for our purposes, anyway. All right. Visibility getting better. Big fan of that. Did I leave clothing? I don't think we left much clothing in the cars. So that's fine. We can just let that ride. Is that? No. That's just a hill. No, it's just the husk of a building. It's amazing how many things can look like bears out of the corner of your eye. Is that rock or bear? Hay bale or bear? Burned out house or bear? And just so versatile. Our pattern seeking our pattern seeking human brain. Not always the most useful. Now that we're out of the savannah and whatnot. But I suppose you'd rather have it than not, right? Okay. That is, we need like, what, 10 bandages? That's probably enough scrap clothing. Because you get, if I remember correctly, you get 2 bandages per 1 piece of cloth used. So, should be able to get that fairly easily, but, we'll check around. And, as always, more sticks. Yep, and there's another house hiding back up here on the hill. And again, keeping our head on a swivel. So there's one furry woodland friend in particular who has a habit of wandering on around here. Alright. Lovely. Another flare, you say? Don't mind if I do. Work boots, 40%. No, I think not. Alright, that can go away. Well, don't need a light source to find that. It's not just any grape soda. I'm going to leave that. Yes, that's fine, but we have long since hit our quota for Tinder, so I'm less motivated by that. Ooh, big old hunk of venison. We like that. Another storm lantern, big fan of that. Another pot. Go. Does that? I mean, it says 100 calories. That probably counts, right? Probably does. Although I guess we can keep that in reserve if for some reason we need to climb or sprint. Another one. Well, I got some adrenaline junkies in this house. All right. Okay, that is kitchen done and dusted. Probably not much of use up here, but we can check. Book? Sure. We will end up starting fire. Wool shirt? Oh, accelerant. Yes, please. No. All right.
I think I can use this.
75% work pants. 80% plaid shirt. Now that's obvious. There's definitely an upgrade to be had there. There we go.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
And drop it you will, Astrid, eventually. I just need the inventory management comes after our loot goblin phase. You know, these things happen in order for a reason. All right. And of course, we're going right into the wind. We'll go out the back. Seems fine. No sign of the big furry woodland friend. I don't know. There is a moose that can spawn out over there on the far side of the settlement here, at least in survival mode. I don't know if it can spawn, you know, here in this challenge. I have not seen it, but then again, I've only played through this thing once myself. I've seen other people play through it, and they haven't found it either. So I guess I'm dubious as to whether that can happen. Moose, of course, are famously, you know, buffets on legs, basically. Let's go ahead and drop that one. That one's less. That one's more full. Yeah. Okay. Drop that. It's the great thing about the challenge that as long as it's down on the floor, it counts, even if it's ruined. Oh, yeah. Actually, we can test our earlier question there. Do go drinks count toward our calorie count? Let's see. Does not appear as such. Okay. Well, there you go. Lesson learned. Every day is a school day. Drop that, and those, and that, and that. The rest is probably fine. Okay. Now that we have daylight, I do want to... I do actually want to spend it doing useful things, and tearing up clothing to turn into bandages, probably not that useful. So we'll just take our bandages to be, drop them in there, save for maybe one pair of crappy socks. So we'll take the crappy socks, turn those into some cloth, and we will turn said cloth into 2 bandages. Okay, checking. Okay, got that. We're about almost halfway done with the water already. We have multiple lanterns, so that's fine. Got matches and tinder. We have enough cloth to make bandages. Sticks. It's the food. That's the big thing. And like the rifle cartridges, and the hatchet. So what I'm thinking we do is now we expand our search. First thing we do, once we are able to get a clear view of what's happening, you know, over the hills, is that we'll pop out and then we'll just hit the islands that circle. Yeah, out there, like jackrabbit, misanthropes, etc. But need to make sure that we can carve a path without drawing any unwanted attention. The unwanted attention, of course, being all of it. And, oh, gee, Merry Christmas. 4 of them, right there. All right, guess we're going the other way. Oh, wolf convention there. That deer carcass probably isn't helping matters. There's deer all the way down there, but it doesn't look like it's going to wander this way and help us out any. So which way is he going? He's probably going out. Or not. This might seem needlessly... Okay, he's turning around. Lovely. We do have weapons, yes. I have 2 rocks. That's better than a kick in the head, I suppose. All right, so now we'll make this loop around the outer way. I don't know if the cottages out there are up too. Unlike an interloper, when those are all burned out. It means if you're coming from Desolation Point, and you don't have a bedroll, you gotta move all the way to the Quonset before you can find a place you can sleep safely. So, we have eyes on the wolfies, but we're also keeping an eye out for the bear, whose cave is on the opposite side of the island. A mountaineering rope. Really? Oh, a rifle cartridge. Now, that could be helpful. Eventually. Nope, nope. Mount... Why? Who? Why would you leave a mountaineering rope in a fishing hut? What are you hoping to catch? What kind of tackle do you put on the other side of that line? Now I'm curious. Is there... So it's like some... does Coastal Highway have like a Nessie of its own? And some madman was trying to catch it? Inquiring minds want to know. But, not so bad that they're going to pick up the mountaineering rope and lug it around. That would just be silly. And that's a wolf right there. Hello, friend. Not gonna panic. Just gonna keep on moving. Yeah, I know you're back there. I mean, I could, but if I can handle the situation without having to burn a flare, I guess that's preferable. We'll just make our way around, the long way around, and maybe we can get him to get distracted by a bunny. I don't hear him snarling anymore. Aha, that's why. long as I'm
Can't feel
here,
my hands.
hopefully we do not need these at some point, but I haven't found any antiseptic yet, so just to make sure that if we die, we don't die stupidly.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
More matches, more lantern fuel, more nothing, but most importantly, another flare, which means we can go ahead and do that. Nope. There are some definite similarities between all the homes here on Jackrabbit Island and, in the town. Rancid, but big. I'll take it. No, no storm lantern. Got ketchup chips though. And another pot. Hey, herbal tea, lovely. More ketchup chips. Alrighty. Granola bar. Anything hiding in there? I didn't think there could be things hiding behind those busted cabinet doors, but apparently you can find stuff in there. That was a revelation to me, but I guess that's a long dark for you. The devs do go out of their way to hide things in the most devilish of places. So it's always worth taking a look. Sport vest at 24%. I'm gonna say no. Another book. More crackers. Ooh, thin wool sweater. That is excellent. Big fan of that. Are we a fan of a hoodie? I'm not sure. No. No, we are not. Okay. Ooh, a knife. That is a very handy pickup. Because it was just occurring to me as we were making our way here, escorted by our wolfie friend, that
This will come in handy.
I had nothing with which to defend myself. If he decided to make a request for ducky hugs. So, but now we can at least give him a little poke for his troubles. He decides to get a little too frisky. There, nope. More water. Another sewing kit.
Nobody needs this
And more
anymore.
water putrefaction tablets. Awesome sauce. Actually, just for a moment, how long is that going to take? 15? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we keep moving while we have the flare going, because it can give us both a bit of warmth and a bit of protection. Do we want to go beachcombing? I don't know. Hang on. He's still there having his snack. Now, we could scare him off, but one, a rabbit wouldn't be worth very much, and two, we already have some stank on us thanks to that bass. I move that we just let Wolfiekins enjoy his dinner, and we'll go raiding some fishing huts instead. We actually have one up arrow, even though we're outdoors. Solid. Obviously, we're not an interloper or anything, so it's not that big of an accomplishment, but still, better to have it than not. I guess the power of that thick wool sweater and the thin wool sweater combined are raising our neutral temperature. Just plain old cloth lying around. Lovely. Condensed milk. No, don't need that. No, don't think so. Ooh. Well, they're kind of crap, but I honestly, I just feel icky. Okay, and now we have one down arrow. So it was the combination of all that fancy new clothing plus the flare. Well, that's fine. As long as we're out here and we have no immediate threat, let me just throw down a soda or two. Nothing like a little high fructose corn syrup to focus the mind. How heavy? 30.6. Okay, we're fine. Well, oh, hang on. Okay, I might shut up here for a bit just because like this is the one of, if not the best parts of the soundtrack. So let me just shut up for a second. Shh. Okay, quiet time over. Back to looting. Cloth, more matches.
I think I can use this.
Another book. 33. Another storm lantern? Sure. We can just ditch that. We do not need more tinder. Please and thank you.
I think I can use this.
Ooh. Look at that absolute chonker, Mr. Coho Salmon. 1,185 calories raw. That's That's about a half a day just on its own. I think it's a half. I'm not 100% sure, like what the daily caloric, uh, what the bar is, what counts as a day of food. You know, out here IRL is supposed to be like what, 2,000, 2,400 calories or something.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I mean, obviously, like a lot of this stuff is like if you remember the food pyramid from when you were growing up, yeah, uh, that's basically designed by the food industry. Shocker. But I don't know. Just those sort of things pop up in my time from time to time. Like not that long ago, I was at Olive Garden with my mom because she wanted to eat there. Yeah, I know it's Olive Garden, but whatever. 98%? Are you 98? You are definitely not 98%. But we don't care, do we? Because we have. We'll ditch that. And we'll ditch that. Make you feel more Canadian. Well, What's that? Cotton toque? 66. That is 77. There, where was I? Olive Garden. Yes. Yeah, stuff your, elitism. It's a place to eat. But I just remember looking through the menu, and there was one dish. I forget exactly which one, but it was like just 2,000 calories on its. No, more than 2,000 calories. It's like an entire day's worth of calories in one entree. It just struck me as bizarre. I mean, I guess unless you're like an Olympic athlete like Michael Phelps and you burn through 5,000 calories a day, then I guess that's breakfast. But
I'll take it.
something tells me, and I sincerely hope that our Olympic athletes are not getting their breakfast at Olive Garden. Or that would be, it's maybe not the weirdest Olympic sponsorship ever, but it would seem at odds with the whole Olympic ethos of higher, faster, stronger. Unless there was an unspoken last bit of, carbier. Okay. 44 kilos. Yeah, that is entirely too much stuff. And I say that as a regular, pilgrim slash Voyager player who specializes in having entirely too much stuff. Am I going to drop any of it? There. I dropped a book. Oh. Hmm. No. Obviously not a full-on blizzard, because if it was, one, we wouldn't be able to see at least out to the log sort, and two, our wolfie friends would know better than to be out and about. No, I'm going to resist the urge to pick up sticks here, because even I, inveterate loot goblin that I am, even I know that we need to be able to move as well as to loot. So friends if you'll join with me here in playing the Voyager Loot Shuffle while we make our way and hopefully stay enough out of their sight and or smell radius to where we don't have any wolfy friends coming over here trying to take my fish, because I would like to keep hold of those. Bloody wolves coming over here trying to take our fish. That one doesn't seem that interested. I am slightly worried about this one. We're going to try to see if we can duck into this fishing hut. I think we might be able to thread this needle. There is another one over there. There's a ton of deer over there. By any, if they can't see me, maybe they don't. I mean, they have to be able to see me. But like, there's buffets on legs out there, dude. Of course, there's the buffet on legs here too, I suppose. Definitely do not need that. More soda. Man, line, I guess. Yeah, that is actually preferable, because... No. Well, God. And if we need to make fish hooks. If we're at a point where we need to make fish hooks, we're in trouble. Things have gone less than optimally. Where's he going? He's going... Okay. That was too good to last, I guess. Alright. Alright, come on. Let's do this. Yep, that's right. Go exactly the direction I was going to go. I mean, we're just going to do this again. I don't know what you were thinking. Yeah, here he comes. I mean, it's the stank meter. It has to be. 'Cause, no. No, I don't want to tank anything. What? I most definitely have weapons in my inventory, game. How dare you? Alright, that's fine. That's good. That, I'm not sure when that particular glitch came about, but I am not a fan. No, game, just a minute ago I had 2 stones in my inventory, and now you're telling me I have no weapons? Mm-mm. That is no bueno. Okay. Oh, beef jerky, soda. More, okay. Oh, rifle ammunition. Just 5 rounds, but still. That's that halfway? Yeah. That's half of what we need. No, I'm taking 1, and only 1. could eat, but I would rather keep moving. If this can be called moving in any way. Because it is, but it's just past noon. Because I think what we're going to do is I will mosey, because that's probably the most generous description of what we're doing. We're not speed running, we're speed moseying. What we'll do is we'll check this hut over here, and then I'll make our way back to the Quonset and dump all of our ill-gotten gains. I think it's depending on how tired we are, we could see about, I guess, maybe wandering out to those cabins on the way to Crumbling Highway. You know, the ones that are always burned out in Loper. No. Maybe that was a noise on my end. Yeah, okay, I can see the housing site off in the distance. Ideally what we do, we cut from here, we cut onto the road so we don't have to dance with all the Wolfie quartet. Yes, there's one of them right now. We only have the one stank bar, but obviously that's enough to get the attention. Oh! Hey, Wendy. Good to see you. Welcome in. You can't hear me right now? Are you not on audio, or am I just so dang quiet that I'm not coming through? Oh, jeez. But regardless, welcome in, Wendy. It was good to see you. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. I think you said you're going on vacation at some point soon here. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can do this. Yes, me. Thank you. Oops. Yes. Okay. On with the show. Actually, hang on. Can I turn myself up? Hang on. I'm going to turn that up, and I'm going to turn that up even higher. And we'll see if that does the thing. Okay. Where was I? Looting, of course. We're always looting. That's what we do here. Okay. Anyway. Sit rep. Astrid is big hungry. I see one wolfie. I mean, no, 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 no. We are not going to the car. We are going to the Quonset. Yes, there could be a heavy hammer in there. That's why I'm skipping it. We are... We are extremely overburdened as it is. Actually, you know what? We got 4 of these ridiculous things. Or 3 of them. There. Ooh, wow. It suddenly got brighter, too. Yes, 4, 2, whatever. Remember, friends, there's 3 types of people in this world. People who can count, and people who can't. Two, three, 4. Yeah, and is it the best use of a go drink? Probably not, but I mean, hell. Apparently, I mean, if the pop-up screen is correct, they don't count as food, even though they have 100 calories. And we're tired anyway, so what the heck? We might as well. Okay, so we are back on the road. I should have a flare out. Shenanigans could occur at any moment. And yes, thank you for the reminder that sprinting is not an option. Check our 6. Next thing to do, check around the corner, because you never know if there are any furry woodland friends lurking around the corner. No, let us continue. I was gonna poke my head out there, but I know who rooms over there. Checking corners. Always check your doors and corners. Like the sage says, that's where they get you.
Man, I could eat anything.
Oh. Oh wow. They souped up the come down from the energy drink. All right, well just soldier on, Astrid. The Quonset is in sight, and then we'll get you all fed and such. Because we still have the. It's weird. That wears off, but we still have the fatigue reduced buff. I wonder how that works. All right. Anyway, here we are. Quonset, sweet Quonset. So let's see. First, water. And now food. Actually, let me drop. Let me move the cookables over here. There we go. And we'll drop all the heavy stuff. And any stuff that looks dicey. All right, that is a quarter of a kilogram. That's still probably still worth dropping. There. There. Okay, that was just a tired. Bleh. How are we about? We're in 3/4 thirst, so we should probably eat some stuff first. We'll drop that. That's a bunch of calories. Some granola. Drop the crackers. Those are big calories. There we go. And just like that, we're at half thirst. Hooray, efficiency. Drop that. Drop that. Eh. Let me drop a couple of those. Maybe we'll keep one on hand. All right. Now, sticks. Oh, geez. Just the 34 sticks then. Cool. Drop those. I guess now we need a pile for reclaimed wood too. Yeah, we don't exactly need all those matches, do we? See, we got 42 between those. I would hope that would be enough. Books. Okay, those are all fun. Water putrefaction tablets can also go in there. Weird that they don't stack. We'll just move that in there. Like I said, I just feel bad tearing up climbing socks. And a couple of those. And we'll move all of those because we don't have a rifle in which to put that. We'll drop that there. Awesome. Did I pick up another? I did. So where does that leave us? Wow, we're halfway there on food already. Solid. Softwood, hardwood, reclaimed wood, that's going to be an issue. Sticks, that's no problem. Bandages, easy to make. Almost there on rifle cartridges. Need a hatchet. A little more water, a lot more lamp oil. Awesome, okay. We're about half tired. How far in the day are we? It is just about sunset. So I tell you what. Let's keep moving. Let's use the daylight while we have it. I'll grab one more rock. So now, yeah, let's head up the road toward Crumbling Highway. See if we can cross those off our list. We just need to keep our head on a swivel because that bear whose cave we saw, or we had our initial run-in with our wolfie friend, he's also been known to wander over there. And we're not going to run. As I said, we're like at 1/3 fatigue, and also we are temperature neutral. Just pretty rad. One wolfie, 4 wolfies. I don't know that this is on Stalker or anything. No, I mean, it's not on Stalker. There'd be many more wolves if this was actually Stalker difficulty. Like, this challenge and, what is it? Hopeless Rescue, they have, like, whatever it is, 4 of 6 hatchets on the difficulty rating. But, I don't know, it's hard to get an exact analog between sandbox difficulty and challenge difficulty. Because, like, was it Nomad and Archivist? You could probably easily chalk those up as Voyager. Obviously, lots of loot, the more introductory challenges, but obviously animals will attack if even if not provoked. So that's which is what makes it not Pilgrim. But those are 3 hatchets, and the 2 that are 4, I don't know that I would necessarily call it Stalker. The 5 hatchet ones, Hunted Part 1 and Hunted Part 2, I guess it's hard to say. You probably maybe halfway in between. And obviously, like, As the Dead Sleep, 6 hatchet. That's Interloper plus, all the lack of loot of Interloper plus, no health regen, which is just gnarly. And the other one? What's the other one? Oh, those are bunnies. Curse you, bunnies. The other one. Darkwalker. Right. It's hard to say with Darkwalker. I mean, it's kind of a blend because like the loot levels are absolutely fantastic. You'd never see that kind of loot on an actual interloper. There's just so much stuff, but there's so much stuff by design. I mean, you really shouldn't be looting on Darkwalker anyway. Really, you can just grab the stuff that's at the fires and you're probably good. Not quite sure how that opened, but okay. All right, yeah, we're gonna have to get in and out here fairly quickish. Yeah, mostly here for food and fuel. The rest we can take fire log.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Do fire logs count? Fire logs count, right? I'm pretty sure fire logs count. I guess we'll find out. Anything? No. Very nice. Sure. More sewing kits. Another revolver cartridge. If only there was a revolver to go with it at some point. Herbal tea, sure, that's potential calories. All right. Some on the floor there. It's an orange soda.
Never know.
Another fish in a freezer. Is it? I don't know that it's worth. Those are, oh. Hello, person. I will relieve you of your beef jerky.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay. Let me just mess with one thing real quick. See if that does anything. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Yeah. We'll check this all out later. Okay. Anyway, on with the show. Are we? No, all right, fine. No,
This
no.
will come in handy.
No, let's not. If it's just going to be more clothing, we have plenty of that. We need to keep moving. Okay, looking. All right, well... It's a body. Hey, buddy. Skill book. I will not take it. That is useful in a different situation, not necessarily this one. Ah, different layout. I haven't been in one of these with the foyer yet. Take that. I guess we can take that. Hidden can of dog food. That is a troll can. How dare you, game? It's a big water bottle. More lantern fuel, always welcome. Anything down here? No.
This
Nope.
will come in handy.
No, Astrid. No, it will not. We have plenty of wool socks at home. Now that will come in handy. Potentially. Hopefully we don't need it, but it'd be handy.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Alright. And more water putrefaction tablets. They're probably not the most essential thing, but I guess for this challenge, especially like if you need to get a bunch of water in a hurry, that would be the way to do it. Just melt a bunch of snow, don't bother boiling it, but just pop those tablets and you can
The owner's around.
get it around. Astrid, if you were that concerned about the provenance of all this stuff, why are you taking it? I mean, I know why you're taking it. I'm making you take it. Because I am a vengeful and jealous god. At least in terms of this game. How's that? Oh, more revolver rounds. No, that's a windbreaker. I think we're fine there. Anything in here? No. Another book? We got 4 of them. I don't think so. Anything in here? No.
Well, this stuff will come in
No.
handy.
No. We're not doing that. I don't think so. Also, no. We feel sufficiently Canadian, thank you. Yeah, we checked that dead guy. Alright, well, it is going to be dark soon. But there's still some decent daylight left. Do we make our way back to the Quonset? There's not much reason to stay out here. Well, I tell a lie. There might be one reason. There is that car between here and the entrance to Crumbling Highway. That could, I say could, have a rifle in it. And that would be most handy. Could also be like most cars and not have a ding-dang thing, but I mean, we have enough stuff. If we needed to stay the night, we could. Or I guess if all else fails, we just throw down that other go drink and then make our way back to the Quonset, because I mean, what else are they for? Well, there's a deer down there. Yeah, if it seems like I'm paranoid, I'm just turning around in circles every so often, pulling the occasional crazy Ivan. Is just, I guess it's a holdover because I will say, like, I am playing with headphones on now. That is not how I usually play. I usually play with the speakers, but the long dark being the game is the game that it is. Sound cues are a big thing, but I guess I got used to not being able to hear the sound cues as well as I should have. So rather than going off a sound, I just be constantly looking. It does not appear that there is a rifle in this vehicle. I am disappointed. And no, we'll check the trunk. Unlikely, and no. All right, well, looks like the weather's about to get crappy. Yeah, you sure are, Astrid. We got 3 down arrows at dusk. That is not ideal. Hang on real quick. I just want to check something. All right. Yeah. I am still trying to figure out, audio balancing and all that, so please do bear with me. If you are any human beings in chat, or if you're a bot who happens to know about audio balancing, I'm all ears. Hit me up. No, I think what we're gonna do, like I said, it's about to get dark, and yeah, we got. Are we in? Is it that essential that we get to the Quonset? I don't know that it is. How much stuff are we carrying? We got 38 kilograms worth of stuff. You know what? We're going to go for it. I mean, the wind's at our backs, which is a rare treat in the long dark, which if you've played this for any length of time. Visibility's a bit crap, but we know where we're going. Just follow the road around and pop into the Quonset as soon as we can. Okay, so we've done the immediate area around the Quonset, and we've hit, we hit misanthropes, we hit jackrabbit. Is that? I do believe that is a bar right there.
My fingers feel numb.
Well, I am very curious as to where this bar wishes to go next. Preferably away from me. It is not.
Goddamn, I'm freezing.
You know what? We're just going to have one of these now. 'Cause I can. And we are just gonna sneaky snack our way. We're gonna sneaky snack our way the opposite direction.
I need some first aid.
Astrid, if we don't get away from that bear, we're going to need much more comprehensive first aid. So let's go. Let's adjust our priorities. And the motherfucker's coming back. Tell you what, why don't we just leave? Okay. That was not cool. Wait, why do we have stank lines on us? The fish. Ugh. Oh boy. Streamer goldfish brain damn near gets us killed. For what? For 400 calories? Alright, well, we're just attracting all kinds of attention, which is the opposite of what we want. So, fine. I'm just going to keep going. To hell with you. Is it getting closer? No, it's kind of staying the same. Alright, well, if it's not getting closer, then we just push on. Now, game, just as a reminder, there are 3 rocks in my inventory. Those count as weapons. So, no shenanigans saying there are no weapons in your inventory, when there are very much weapons in my inventory. Astrid, now is not the time to complain about snacks. Okay. Very cool. Alright, just gonna push on. Yeah, not ideal, but... No, I don't wish to do that. And thank you for the added ambiance game, but you know, I can tell there's a wolf tracking me despite that. Anyway, time to delete. Okay, let's see. Does this count as anything? It does not. Okay. Well, then that's going in there when the time comes. No? Alright, fine. No? Alright. Well, it's time to add this to the pile of food that could have got me killed. Take that. What? Oh, yeah. 7 liters of water. Gosh, I wonder why we were so slow. And we'll drop the heavy food and the dense food. It's another day's worth. Where are we? 9.4. Almost 2/3 of the way through on food. Just the dang. Okay. What else are we carrying around? Entirely too many matches. But again, much like the sewing kits and the climbing socks, it just feels sacrilegious not to pick them all up. They're precious. Usually. How are their own? Okay. Did they not stack? That's strange. Carrying extra, we are not. We have a bedroll. How did I not know we had a bedroll? Alright, fine. Those are fine. Oh, did we ditch that piece of metal? We did. Okay. That. Drop a book too. Okay. So sit rep. All right. We have more than enough lanterns. We should be able to get the lamp oil no problem, especially if we cook those fish. We are almost there on potable water. 60% of the way there on rifle cartridges. Still need a hatchet, still need a rifle. We're stupidly over on matches. Bandages are fine, tinder. Almost there on sticks. Still need reclaimed wood and softwood and hardwood, plus some food. Okay, real quick, let me just get over here. All right, power down a couple sodas before bed, as one does. Okay. All right, real quick, like. Drop that there. Drop that there. Oh, right. The water tablets. Just pop that in there. Thank you. Get a good 8 hours. Yep. Everything healed. Hooray. It's not quite daylight yet, so tell you what, we'll have ourselves a breakfast of nuts and stuff. Nuts and stuff. When you don't have enough time to be specific. I can probably do 2 more hours and it'll be light out. Nice. Check the 2 days. Okay, yeah. First storm's not hitting until day 11, or the first, I guess, categorized storm. How are Astrid's pants are wet upon waking up from sleep? I'm not going to cast any judgment. It's the post-apocalypse. Things are hard. You do you. So, I think I'm going to call it there for this initial proof of concept stream. Zone out and zone in. Awesome. Well, folks, thanks so much for joining me. Wendy, thanks for popping by. I will endeavor to do this again in the future. If for some reason you can't hear me or the audio is all kind of borked, I apologize. We'll try to work that out in the future. But until then, wish all of you a good weekend if you're out here in the Eastern Hemisphere, or weekend to come if you're out in the West. Although, if you're in the U.S., as Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, if that gets you a long weekend, great for you. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again whenever I get up the courage to do this one more time. So, have a good one. Good night.